also might just.
Can we all sit though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just have to say it louder.
Everybody sit down.
I told him I was trying to get like.
Everyone,
Join us.
they're about to read poems.
Do you want to start?
I can start if you want.
Okay, yeah.
Never about exposing my music.
I don't know.
Should I stand up?
He wants to.
I know this one. I saw Livy read this one. I'm gonna come over here. This is a poem by Elly called "That Is Enough."
Sorry. Oh, Harrison's reading.
My cab driver is listening to an English language learning program and is talking about money, and it just keeps saying things like, "Is that enough? Is that enough? No, it is not enough. No, it is not enough. That is not enough. That is not enough. How much is enough? How much is enough? That is enough. That is enough."
Alright, I'm gonna read some stuff. Thank you to whoever played before. I don't know where you are. Don't know. But that was nice. I gave someone that I like a love note in an avocado shell, and they haven't said anything, so I'm feeling kind of shitty. Alright. This is... Alright. This is called Attempted Autobiography. I was sexting someone tonight, and I told him I would fuck them in a cloud of vape smoke, and then we could eat a pizza. And then they went to bed, and I ate too much hummus, and I remembered a time I woke up during a really bad storm. The thunder shook the entire house, and I was very alone and very scared. I fell in love with a blue lake once, that I saw from Google Satellite. It was very blue, and it turned out to be a coal ash waste disposal dump. They drained it, and now it looks like a big scab, and I feel like it belonged to me because nobody else loved it. Do you know the word for that? I miss my birthday. I wish I had a car. I would drive to the pet food factory and write poems in the parking lot. Or maybe I'd just learn calculus and feel bad for trees who end up warping themselves around fence posts. There's a woman at the laundromat with a stain on her shirt, and I wonder what she thinks of those trees. I called a trucking company once and pretended to be a little kid who just picked up the phone while nobody was looking and dialed a random number. That was the first time that I lied for fun.
Yeah.
Do you want to read one too?
If you want me to.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a poem by Elly. It's called "It Really Was the Last Time." Someone once told me that I had to heal a wound. I just have to stop touching it. That was the same week that my mother bought a bowl of fake fruit and set it right in the middle of her real table. The first way to make a house a home is to move your belongings into it. The first way to make a man a home is to tell him that you love him after he says that you're beautiful. My favorite thing about this poem is that you can make... I hit the wrong button. Is that you can make you do whatever I want to in it. Since I can't accidentally touch your hand with mine, I'll settle for pointing out that the moon peering over our shoulders for our test answers is really beautiful. This will likely be the last time we are alone like this. That was beautiful. Thanks for letting me read it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright. This is a short poem I wrote the same day I moved out of Dylan's Bushwick apartment. Dylan was a very mean person that yelled at me. I'm reading in a stairwell, and birds are singing louder because they don't think anyone is up here on the roof. It's nice to be in on someone's secret besides daydreaming of being kissed on the mouth by low clouds or held up in a bank robbery by someone with the same band tattoos as me. And that's it. I'll do one more. Unless somebody wants to read one.
Do it. That's the word for this.
Do you want to read one?
It's awesome.
Okay.
Can I read one?
I don't know where that voice came from. Yeah. Here.
This is a window poem.
Do you want to go first? What?
Do you want to go first or do you?
Oh, sorry.
I'll go first.
Not bad. How are you doing?
Okay, this one is called Toothache Heart. Marissa told me not to put her in a poem, but I did anyway. Is that part of the title? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Alright, cool. I have a toothache in my heart. A sizable amount of family sadness. And a sweater sleeve trail leading to some of my ex's mail in a box. But I'm not ready to unpack just yet, for obvious reasons. I have a suspicious inclination that my grave won't be made of hard stone, but constructed by piling blankets up on the floor of a department store. With the kind of lighting that feels like standing up too fast, where unruly children hide, the clothing racks and ripped threads from their shiny auburn crowns, as they sob the same poem they came into this world screaming. On a table made for reading maps, I make love for the generic sound of it under a woman who once asked me the name of the feeling where you are both afraid to live and equally afraid to die. The sound of rain follows the smell of it, as midday introduces itself too soon, and we are fighting because she runs frantically to catch the bus as it slowly pulling away. That sort of Corey Vantic asking looks too much like begging, which embarrasses me.
Yeah. Alright. This is called Driving to Cincinnati at 2 a.m. with the windows down whilst listening to Nana Grizzle. Sometimes I need to call my mom and hear her recite a recipe I'll never write down. And sometimes I need to call my ex and hear him say that he's doing alright, and he actually is doing alright, and that's alright. I'm just glad I'm nothing else. Sometimes I think the lines on the highway are the place where the loop in my cursive has to stop. And I drink too much and cry in the car, and nobody knows what to say, and that's okay. I'm just a baby still, with my eyelashes stuck together. I'm having so much fun breathing in. Did you want to read one?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. 12 questions I can't answer honestly because I am thinking of how his tongue is the same shade of pink as brain matter. Number 1. Is poetry a creation or a revelation? What is the correct amount of time to microwave a cookie so it is warm and soft, but not going to feel like heartache when I swallow it? What do you think your mom thinks about in dressing rooms? Will you ever understand dinner parties or insurance policies as well as you understand why ghostwriting someone else's memoir sounds so appealing? Number 5. What words are swallowed up at the earth's ends or washed up on the shore? Number 6. Why is some suffering barely perceptible, but other suffering threatens the very foundation of a house? Number 7. How do you explain to the person that you love that you just want to choke the sky's silent throat sometimes? Number 8. What have you been waiting for? No, really. No, really. Number 9. If the darkness is creeping out of every corner, but the yellow glow of the street lamp is still keeping my halo in place, I should just go home with him, right? Number 10. How many Californias have you driven to for what fit the description of what emaciated cats most likely desire? Number 11. Was it you who drowned in the undercurrent the other day? I know it probably wasn't you. Someone would call me, right? Even though, well, yeah. I worried, and I thought to ask your friend, who still might be my friend. But I wasn't entirely sure, and I started to feel a bit strange about it all. In any case, I hope you're still alive, and I'm still sorry.
Should I do one more, or not one more? Okay. This is a Facebook status I posted that wasn't a poem, but everyone thought it was a poem. So, went walking in the rain, wrote poems on the back of a drugstore receipt, thought about fucking, thought about crying so hard my voice went the next day, thought about how sharp power lines look drenched in rainwater, wished people were more intellectually stimulating, felt like a stray cat, imagined buying a one-way ticket out of here, but realized I did that last week and it's starting to get boring in the way love has. Carved up a fuckboy on the way out with a blanket. Walked home at 3 a.m. I didn't feel used because my words begged to be written as much as my dry mouth craves something other than whiskey. It's funny how being alone is like directing a film. I still get sentimental in grocery stores watching toddlers try to fit their whole hands around oranges without dropping them. Though the only things I love were published in the 50s or myself.